The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to today's Platinum Member webinar with your host, Todd Waters.
Thanks, Andrea. Hey, welcome everyone. Hey, just want to say right off the bat here that it was great seeing over 150 of you at the Platinum Outside Sales Agent Workshop in San Francisco this past week. That was a lot of fun. We had a really small room, but we all made it in and out alive and covered some great content. So I think I might have mentioned that in my promo for this webinar, that one of the things we spent, I think it was 4 hours on, was in working with buyers and really getting your fee. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's a lot of changes going on in the marketplace, especially in the United States with Dodd-Frank regulations and changing of paperwork and disclosures required by the federal government so a buyer can see the breakdown of all of their costs. This will impact you in some ways, so we'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. Before I get too deep into what I want to share with you today, I want you to look at your screen right now, okay? So look at your screen right now. You can see several events that are showing up on the calendar, okay? There is a difference. Let me get my highlighter. There is a difference in a coaching boot camp and a platinum boot camp, obviously. First of all, you, as a platinum program member, are invited, and Craig would love to have you at the coaching boot camps. They're awesome. Okay, Craig's there full day working with the coaching members on implementing some things that they need to be doing. Okay, the Platinum Regional Boot Camps that we've put together for 2016, and there's 3. We have 2 of them on the calendar already. One in January in Toronto, you can see that. Okay, and one in March in Fort Lauderdale, you can see that. Okay, now the agenda's there. You can download that. For the one in January, it's the same as one in March. So wherever you are in the United States, especially on the eastern side, pick one of these and get registered for it. Okay, pick one of these and get registered for it. Let me just tell you, and I've got one more announcement about a workshop that many of you guys have emailed me about. Okay, the first day of these Platinum Business Building Boot Camps is all about you getting more listings. Okay, so I've been even spent today working on just making sure the materials that we had were well updated, up to the second, fresh and hot on what's working as a majority to get listings. Okay, now there's going to be about 8 or 9 sessions. I've got 14 systems here to get listings, but I don't know if we can cover them all. I know we can get to 8 or 9 of them that first day on day 1. Day 2 is about you and your team. We've had some great I should say this, modifications based on testing with recruiting outside sales agents as well as inside sales agents. So I'm looking forward to being able to present that to all of you live and in person at the Platinum Business Building Boot Camps taking place in January and March. Okay, it's not posted on the coaching site yet, but coming up in the 1st of February, February 1st and 2nd, is a Platinum OSA workshop. So go ahead and get that on your calendar. Write this down. February 1, February 2, Platinum OSA workshop. You can send me your outside sales agents, and those of you that haven't been to one recently, you can be there. Okay, we're going to have it in Marietta, Georgia, at the training center at Commissions Inc. The training center at Commissions Inc., Marietta, Georgia. Platinum OSA workshop for everyone and 2. So that's January, February, March, something going on for everyone. And of course, that's going to feed right into our big annual Platinum Money Making Summit in Anaheim, California in April. So it's going to be a great first year. There's no excuses for any Platinum program member not to hit the ground running in 2016. Okay, and looking forward to really helping you guys do that. And I want to start it today with something very important. Okay, so let me erase my drawings here and get back to my normal drawing mode. Throw up what I've got for you here on the screen. Here's part of it. Okay, and let's start it this way. Okay, so there's a lot going on in the real estate industry right now. I mentioned to you one aspect, which is the federal government getting involved more deeply in the United States with how mortgages are done. Now, this will impact you because many of you are applying your buyer agency fee deficiency, your buyer fee deficiency, your VIP buyer fee deficiency, whatever you call it. Many of you are applying that as a closing cost, okay, being paid by the buyer. So with the new forms and regulations coming out from TRID, how that's going to play into it, I don't know, but of course we'll figure it out. We always do. This is not the first change, regulatory change from the federal government by any means for anything, not the first contract change or closing document change, but that is going to happen. Now, how is this going to impact you, the real estate agent in the United States, okay, and from Canada? Because do not think that what happens in the States doesn't impact Canada, vice versa it does. It's absolutely going to delay closings. There's no way they're going to be closed on time because there's mandatory timelines for disclosures. Okay, so you got closing dates coming up in 2016, and these TRID regulations take place. It's going to absolutely delay closings, which means that you're going to have people that are going to be really pissed, upset that their closing's not happening on time. They're going to blame you. They're going to blame the buyer, okay, because the buyer doesn't have all the money to pay. He has to get financing, so they're going to blame you, right? We get blamed for everything. Okay, so these are the things we're going to work on in addition to what we normally do at our Platinum OSA workshops, okay? And of course, one-on-one with your coach, me, some of these webinars in a group setting, okay? That's one thing coming. It will absolutely impact closing dates more than anything else because of the mountain of regulatory and paperwork it always does, okay? All right, so what about this trend? You guys ready for this one? Downward pressure on real estate commissions. So I'm in front of the room at the super conference up on stage working with Craig, telling all the new folks that have never been to a super conference before about our program and why they should be a part of it, okay? And I asked the question, I said, the real estate commissions, are the real estate commissions in your marketplace that are being offered up to cooperating brokers in the MLS, okay, is that trending upward? And of course, everybody in the room laughed, because it's trending downward. So real estate commissions continue to trend downward, okay? A couple of things on that. Now, for most of you, if you just got into the business today, last week, last month, within the last 6 months, you don't know these things, okay? But they are trending downward. Okay, so think about this. When I first got into it, I remember cooperating commissions 6%. I remember cooperating commissions at 5%. I remember consistently at 3.5% for many, 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 many years. I remember the vast majority, just about all properties in the MLS, they were listed. As a matter of fact, the real estate, in order to be a member of the MLS here in Metro Atlanta, you had to have a listing put into the MLS within 48 hours of listing it. It was mandatory. You could be fined. I remember those days. So virtually all the properties were there. So not only do we have downward trending numbers of commission amounts being offered to cooperating brokers in the MLS, we have more and more and more inventory that's being withheld on purpose from MLSs around Canada and the United States. Okay, see, once the genie's out of the bottle, in other words, once you, listen really close, once you, as a very, very smart business person, realizes that the majority of agents in the industry are essentially commodities, okay, then you are able to do things that you might not have previously known possible. For example, most real estate agents across the industry, and they do this on purpose, this is not accidental, they send buyers listings that are active in the MLS. That's all they do, is send buyers active listings that are in the MLS, right? Okay. And then they wait. They wait on buyers to call them. Or if they do happen to call the buyers, they say, hey buyers, what do you think about the listings I've sent you? Have you seen any homes that you want to go see? Can I send you more listings? And there's this constant conversation about emailed properties or property alerts that they're getting. And I got to tell you, that's not how homes are sold at the top level, by any means. Okay? At the top level of the pyramid, the millionaire and multimillionaire agents in our program understand that once you have a buyer, okay, that's once you have the buyer, we meet with buyer, they sign buyer agreement. Once you have a buyer client, the agent goes and manually finds properties that match the buyer's criteria from a lot of sources. Yes, active listings in MLS, but also inactive listings like expireds and cancels, for sale by owners, and other properties in their own database. For example, many of you have Commissions Inc. You have a lot of buyers in there with houses to sell, so they become sellers. So you go to work on behalf of the buyer and you go and find homes, and when you locate some, you call the buyer. You don't email, you call. And you say, hey buyer, I've got a couple of houses here, 3 homes that I would like to show you. Can we go take a look at them maybe Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning at 10 o'clock? How does that work for you? That's how, there's no conversation about email. There's no more emailing going on. I understand that the buyer is still getting property alerts from your home hunter service, but that does not sell houses. If you rely on that, that will prolong or push back or maybe run the buyer off altogether. Definitely prolong the sell. Okay? Your job, your agent's job is to go find homes, stop emailing, stop talking about emailing, personally, manually, go find houses, call the buyer up, close on going and looking at them. Okay? So let me be really clear. Yes, your homeowner service will send buyers automatic emails, but that is simply a safety net. Safety net. Okay? If you want to sell houses, go locate homes from all sources, call the buyer and find them. Okay, so think about this now. Think about this, and I mentioned this to the audience when I was in San Francisco. Listen really close. What would the buyer say if they really knew the truth about many of you? What would the buyer say if they knew the truth about many of you? Not all of you, but many of you, your fellow Platinum members. And this being the truth, that many of you, on purpose, only find homes in MLS that are active for sale, and then only the ones that you make a acceptable commission rate on, and those are the ones that get emailed over to the buyer. What would buyers really do and say if they knew the truth about many of you? Well, you already know what they do. Like, do you have buyers now lining up at your door? And the answer is no. And here's why. Because they believe that you limit their selection. And I just proved it. If you are an agent, real estate agent, or your team functions this way, only using and only looking for and only sending emails that are active in the MLS, email, active in the MLS, active in the MLS, you are absolutely guilty of limiting your buyer selection of properties. Guilty. Guilty is charged. So buyers get wind of this and they move or run away or go in a different direction. They don't have anything to do with you. I mean, think about it. If buyers are not beating your door down to help them, then their belief system is that you cannot help them, that you are going to limit their selection. If a buyer knew the truth about those that do the opposite, which is, hey, we're going to go to work and find you homes from all sources. Doesn't matter where they are, for sale by owner, new construction, distressed sale, bank foreclosures, off-market properties, expired listings, canceled withdrawals, and of course actives, by other real estate companies, including those where they get listed that have mistakes on them that don't show up in automatic searches. So if buyers knew that, they would want to listen to you and most likely do business with you exclusively, correct? Okay, so that's a story that we tell buyers. And when you do that, then you have them say, yes, I'm interested in talking to you more further. So back to our discussion on downward trend of commissions. If you are a team leader and you want to grow a real estate sales team, it's impossible. It's impossible to do that relying on that method of doing business, which is only active listings in the MLS, because the fees are going down. Okay, so you want to hire an outside sales agent, and your commissions in your MLS are going to be 2.5%, 2%, 1.5, 150, whatever the number is. You can't make a living that. You can't get agents to come and work for you, and you can't pay your bills. And check this out. How can you possibly pay your bills if you don't know how much you're going to make per transaction? How do you run a business like that? So you can't do that. That's not the way business is done. So at some point here, you do what the members that have been in our program a while, and many of you right now that are listening right now are doing, which is you're doing a great job of getting the buyers to meet with you, sign a buyer agreement, setting your fee, and you know how to successfully negotiate and collect it. This frees you to show buyers and find buyers any home, expired, for sale by owner, off market, on market, active, inactive, regardless of commissions. You're empowered to do that. Buyers love it. So you get more buyers than less. So the downward trend on commission will help you, those of you who copy and implement our VIP buyer system, but it will crush and run out of business the majority of agents in the industry that are commodities. Okay, now, next trend, agents like you, very smart people that understand that you really don't need other agents to sell your listings. Okay, in other words, you can list a property, and instead of putting an MLS, you can go to your database of buyers, run it by them, probably get it sold. And that's an advantage because you eliminate other real estate agents, so you have no one working against your seller. You have no one working against your seller. You get the buyer. It's you, the buyer, the seller, and you know, you're able to do a better job for your client. Okay, that's a great benefit. Wouldn't you agree? Okay, so smart agents figure this out. And of course, if you do put it in MLS, you realize that most agents will send buyers emails and then wait on the buyer to call and say, hey, I got a house to show you. Or I got a house I want to look at. Agent, can you show it to me? So whatever the commission is on that home, that agent has to accept. They have no method or system for setting their fee, and hence, you know, they're going to be working for less money. The only issue that you got to deal with there is the adversity from the agent coming up and saying, hey, what's going on here? You know, the commission's only 1%, and you know, and it's 3 everywhere else. What's going on? You know, what's wrong with you? What kind of person are you? And you got to deal with those kind of attacks. But what I found is those agents are typically out of the business within a short period of time. Okay, so anyway, that's happening. It's an ongoing trend in the marketplace. Really smart agents that control market share are figuring it out. Some agents are avoiding MLSs altogether. You got Zillow, Trulia, and other places that are bribing agents to put listings directly into their system without putting them into the MLS. And this has happened because you've got some MLSs refuse to share data with Zillow. So, you know, all of a sudden Zillow starts to emerge as potentially a national MLS. So all of this stuff is going to change how things are done in the industry. Okay? So what you're going to end up with is no middle. You're going to have a wide, big, large number of commoditized agents, those working for peanuts and discounted fees. Okay? And then you're going to have people like you at the very top of the pyramid that have systems, a business plan, know how to do things that really benefit clients, and charge premium fees for the services that they provide. Okay? That's my prediction. Now, just so you'll know, it's 100% coming true. I predicted this a couple of years ago, almost 3 years ago now, and many of you at that point, 3 years ago, some of you said I was insane, called me some names. You actually said that. You know, no way it's going to happen. And then, you know, a year later, people, holy moly, Todd, you're right. You're not going to believe what's happening in my marketplace. And you know, I thought it would take longer. So I was wrong about that. It's happening way sooner. So what are we going to do? So here's what we do. All of you have access to a business plan. So I want to spend a few minutes here, not long, but just a few minutes, going through the first 6 months business plan. And I want you to pull it down and check off the things you've done, and the things you haven't done, get them done. If you've been in the program for more than 6 months, You will have done some of these things, but I doubt very seriously you've done them all. But if I could wish something on all of you, it would be to do this. First 6 months in Platinum, do this. If you've been in the Platinum program for 3 years, do the things on this checklist that you haven't done, okay? And the things that you can't do or have problems doing, let's go work on that, all right? So let's walk you through here. I'm going to go to the library, file library. Start from the beginning. I'm drinking water, talking to you at the same time. All right, so here I am in the file library, and there's a famous library called Platinum Business Plans Library, okay? Platinum Business Plans Library. I'm going to click on the Platinum Business Plans Library, and I'm going to show you 2 quick things, okay? Now, of course, this webinar is being recorded. It will be one for training purposes in the future for new incoming Platinum members. So what you're looking at on your screen right now may very well change in terms of ID numbers, okay? But in the Platinum Business Plans Library, here it is, ID 879 right now at the moment that this webinar is being put into the can. ID 879, Platinum First 6 Months Checklist, okay? Want to get that? Platinum First Months Checklist, all right? And check it out, you got ID 844, which is the Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Business Plan. Okay, that's a business plan. I got both of them open on my computer here, okay, but I'm only going to be talking about the first 6 months checklist here today, but I wanted to make sure you have those. So here it is. You can download it, print it off, see where you are, and get to work on doing everything. So let's walk through it. This is important because you're going to be shocked at some of the things you have not done, and I'm going to stress the importance of them. So what happens in week 1? Well, before that, going into this, because you have essentially bought a Craig Proctor Millionaire Agent franchise when you jump into the Platinum program. I hope everybody understands that. You bought it, man. You own it, okay? And it's yours to use. The coaching is essentially free. You pay monthly for it or in advance or however you fund this thing. But we are licensing it to you, just like you bought a McDonald's franchise. We are giving it to you. It's yours to use, okay? Copy and implement. Our job is to coach you and train you on implementing this business plan and these systems. Okay, that's it. So, week 1, before we get started, is how you think about things. Okay? Might see that okay? Let me blow that up. Zoom. Okay. Let me blow it up here. Hang on. We'll blow it up just a little. I don't want to get it too big. We'll go to 120%. There we go. That's good. There we go. I can see that now. I can even see that where I am. Okay, so many of you are struggling growing your real estate business because you're really, really busy every day being a real estate agent. That sounds kind of weird, but I want you to think about it. Many of you are really, really busy every day being a real estate agent. Okay, so let's think about it. Your routine equals your results. So if you're really busy being a real estate agent, you're going to have a hard time growing your real estate business or your real estate job into a business. So you must make time to work on your business. You must do this, okay? And delegate and be quick to delegate, not abdicate, but delegate things that you can't change the outcome on to someone else, okay? And don't be scared to go out and hire assistants and buyer's agents, whatever. Invest your money here into this system. You will get a great rate of return if you're willing to work, okay, on these things. That's it. I want you to spend your time being a smart business person, only working on the things that change the outcome on, right? So, anyway, your routine equals your results, period. So if I followed you around for a day or two, it'd be about all I need. And based on what you do every day, your routine, I would know what your income level is. Okay? How you think about what you think about. Okay? How you think about things, what you think about. Same thing. Okay? Do you spend your time thinking about improving your real estate business, what you're going to work on now? Okay, well, to better help you with this, we have a business plan. And trust me, there's only plan and system. There's plan and there's system. So many of you have a plan coming up in the new year to grow your business, okay? Or at least thinking about it. So my question would be, what's your plan to go and get more listings? What's your plan to hire a couple of outside sales agents here to help you? What's your plan to get an inside sales agent? What's your plan to get more money per transaction? Okay, and once the plan is established or in place, then it's like, okay, what's the system that's going to see to it that this thing happens predictably? Okay, great. So week one, every one of you should have had your login and passwords, and you should have the Millionaire Agent Maker business plan. You have one-on-one calls scheduled with your coach. Okay, they should be happening frequently, a couple of times a month. I don't care if it's for 5 minutes or 30 minutes, but there needs to be a call with your coach a couple of times a month. Again, there's always something to discuss. You will do more for someone else than you will for yourself many times. So even if it's a 5-minute discussion, have it. Have it. Okay? Have it. And if your coach is like, hey, well, do you have any questions? See, you say, well, of course I have questions. Okay? You want to reveal things to the coach that they don't know. Okay? For example, hey, my goal is to get 5 new listings this month, for example, and get an outside sales agent, which would lead the coach to say, oh, okay, well, what are you doing to make that happen? What's your plan to make that happen? They're instructed and coached to do that. Awesome. Okay. So these page numbers and sections that I've got written down here are correspond with the current business plan, which is right here. Okay, so just for reference, if I look here, it says section 1, page 24. Okay, I go to business plan, right, and then go to section 1, page 24. Probably won't be able to read that right now, but coaching one-on-one consults. We blow this up as well, since I'm going to be about 120%, what do you say? Okay, Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker one-on-one consult. So I reference these things in this short checklist for 6 months. Okay, all right, so we're good. Many of you don't remember this fast start call that's on the coaching site, right? Many of you just don't remember that. But the reason I make such a big deal out of it, there it is right there, some of you are remembering it now, is look, they're basically our foundations. When you're going to build a house or business, you got to have some firm foundation, and the thing just washes away. And there's a few things that are mandatory, that if you don't have these, there's no business. All you just have is more job, maybe even chaos. So I cover those in detail on this Platinum Fast Start audio. They're the most important things. You can screw up a lot of things, but you can't screw these up. All right? The development and implementation of a unique selling proposition. You can't get listings without that unless it's just referrals and family members. Okay? Your contact management system, which is your operating system, so that there's no chaos and leads don't fall through the cracks. It increases efficiency and productivity. The DISC personal concept, knowing how to sell to people the way they want to be sold to, and managing other people, becoming a good leader. So those are the things that are covered on this Platinum Fast Start audio. And I know you guys, many of you have listened to that, okay? If you haven't read the business plan all the way through, do that, please. Highlighter, pen in hand, okay? Now, on the callbacks, again, this is the first week, and many of you haven't even done this yet. You must memorize the 4 offers. Quit trying to memorize the whole script and memorize the 4 offers that are on the script. Commit those to memory. Again, there are 4 offers on this thing: buyer offer, seller offer, newsletter offer, callback at a future time offer. 4 offers. Memorize those offers. You can screw up a lot of stuff, but you can't screw up the offers. Okay? And of course, the outside sales and inside sales agent training course. This is what you do with your new agents, right? You get new agents on board your team. You go out and hire a new inside or new outside sales agent. Where do they start? They start here. So you can't very well have them participating in a training that you haven't yourself done. Okay? Again, section, page numbers referenced for the Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Guide. Also, here they are right down here. You guys see these down at the bottom? Platinum Resources. There's the courses down there. I think you guys can see that, yeah? Okay. All right, let's go back. Okay. Craig and Todd and a handful of Titanium Mastermind members wrote a book, as you know, Death of the Traditional Real Estate Agent, Rise of the Super Profitable Real Estate Sales Team. It's a good read. It'll do a couple of things for you. It'll give you great insight into our personality and our thinking about things, both Craig Proctor, myself, and some of our top-level members that have been around a long time. So it's a good read so that you understand the culture at the top, okay, and what we believe as the way to go. Like, I say believe, no, it's the way to go, right? Okay. And the next thing on the list for the first week is money. You must begin to make your list and find out who's got money that benefits from your business that will give you some of it. Your mortgage company, your title company, and home inspectors. Look them in the face, say, hey, $500 a month, man, and I'm going to use that marketing expense, and we can do some good business together and continue to do that, or whatever the amount of money is. This is important. Okay, that's in the first week. So some of you guys are like, well, I haven't done this or that or whatever. Okay, let's look at weeks 2 through 4. Okay, check this out. First steps, CraigProctorCoaching.com. Except for the business profile, I'm sure that's already been done. You do that day one when you get into the coaching program. But what is first steps? Okay, well, here you go. Coaching site, first steps, right here. Okay, these are some of the basics. If you were a coaching program member, these are the first steps. So it's another little checklist that you should check out. Make sure you've done all these things, and most of it you have and understand. Okay, at this point of time in Platinum, and you're probably saying, well, yeah, Todd, I've already done that. Why are you sharing it with me? Because many haven't, or they forget about it, or they get off track or off base. So a brand new Platinum member, I want to make sure they've done these things. It's hard to move forward on other things if you don't understand how your website works or information lines. Oh, hey, check this out. We're discovering, based on member surveys, that the information lines for the editorial ads are converting at a higher rate than the landing pages. Leads from your information line from editorial ads are converting at a higher percentage than the leads coming from an editorial ad being driven to the website. I'm not surprised by that, but some of you might be. All right, coaching session 2, selecting your target market and your unique selling proposition. So today, I have Andre come downstairs in my office here for lunch, and he's a little frustrated. And I'm like, holy crap, dude, what's wrong with you? He's like, well, I just got the phone with this Platinum member. She's been in a Platinum program for 6 months. And I asked her a simple question, which was, why should I list my house with you over and above anybody else or any other option? And she just couldn't answer the question. And she's been in here for 6 months. And I'm like, well, yeah, there is a difference between some members and others. Some people implement much faster. They get it much faster. And some people they just don't. Okay, but it's on the Fast Start call. Here it is in week 2. Target market, unique selling proposition. You can't get listings without that. And if you don't have this done within the first couple of weeks here, situated and settled, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, but I reference it here. If you're a Platinum member and you're slow on implementing unique selling proposition, go back and do this. Okay, that ties right in to coaching session 11, performance guarantees. Okay, so they're critical. All right, so anyway, enough said about that. But that gets us into the rest of the next couple of weeks. The first month, okay? Establishing your USP, getting it on everywhere. Okay, so stop. Write this down. When this webinar is over, listen. I can see some of you guys aren't paying attention. When the webinar is over, I want you to go to Google Everybody listening? Go to Google, type in your name, real estate. Your name, okay, so like Nathan Clark, real estate. Okay? And if you need to, you can type in your name, Nathan Clark, Rhode Island, real estate. Okay, your name, I'm just using Nathan's. And hit Google, hit search, see what comes up. And as you look at those online profiles and places that you are, click on every one of them. And is your unique selling proposition there? Okay? Is it there? Is it on your letterhead? Is it on your website? Is it on your business cards? Your brand is your USP, your USP is your brand. Okay? Coaching session 6, the ultimate listing presentation. Many of you guys think that your CMA is your listing presentation. It's not. Okay, so Craig, in coaching session 6 for coaching members, this is in the first 3 months for a coaching member. He deals with the listing presentation. Yes, in the Platinum program, we have a Platinum level listing presentation, but Craig's session on using a listing presentation, vital. Okay, so setting up your for sale sign system. Leveraging your listings to get more listings starts with your for sale signs. Okay, increasing sign calls, for example. Okay, that's a big windfall for you. So when you get a listing, if you don't have any listings, no big deal here, but when you get a listing, this is a system you want to make sure you've got implemented and you're following. Section 5, page 24, okay, in the business plan. And then next, you got your VIP buyer and your VIP seller benefits presentations, the Platinum level versions. Where are they? What do they do? What are the differences? And they're profound. Okay? Most of you, your business comes from referrals. So within the first month, you should be implementing the Platinum referral marketing system. It's several moving parts to it. It's based on cause marketing, which tells you a little bit about the culture here, don't you think? Okay, I want all of you to do great things with your money. And I believe that the more of it you give away, you donate, you support things that are very worthy, you'll get it back. It just seems to be proven throughout time. So I like cause marketing. It's very worthy. It puts a priceless tag on your on what referral's worth. Okay. So I would, that's why it's here within the first month. Okay. And of course, within the first month, are you registered for the next workshop or conference? Are you registered for the next workshop or conference? And you can tell every webinar that I do with you guys, I started out there. Being around association, being around fellow Platinum members, millionaire, multimillionaire agents is probably one of the fastest ways you can become one. Okay? Work for me, work for the other top people. Get registered. Yes, it will be a sacrifice. Yes, there's investment involved. You will receive return on your investment. You haven't come to any of our Platinum level events and said, well, I regret coming. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. Like, that doesn't happen. All right? So they get better and better. So, hey, the Platinum Money Making Summit coming up in Anaheim. And whether you're looking at this webinar in the future or listening to it live, we've got a killer theme going on. This one's 50s, and we're going to get after, man, and have some fun with that theme. So it's fun and beneficial at the same time. Okay. All right, a couple other things here within the first 30 days. Okay. Coaching session 3, direct response lead generation. Many of you, I look at your marketing and it doesn't make an offer. Okay, check this out. So today, Killer Lawrence from Greenwood, South Carolina was in my office. And he was really proud. He hands me his pre-selling package that he's using, his version of the bomb, so to speak. And incidentally, the bomb is a shock and awe package. So he hasn't quite implemented that fully yet. I'm looking through it. He's got a testimonial book in it. It's a testimonial book of testimonials. And he's like, yeah, I got a testimonial book. So I'm looking at it and say, hey, Keller, just so you know, there's no USP on it. There's no phone number on it. There's no offer. So it's just a book of testimonials. Like, I read it, and you're not telling me what you want me to do. So direct response marketing is crucial to you being able to measure your business. Listen really close. If you can't measure it, don't do it. Okay? Why is this important? As your business grows, you're going to delegate more and more and more of it to others, correct? Right. Okay, so that means you're giving away half the business or so in cost of sales. So you're going to try to make profit of 20, 25% or so on other people's work. You got to pay all your expenses. So everything you do is going to matter, man. You got to measure what's working, what's not working. So only direct response marketing is measurable. Okay. Check it out. Within the first 30 days, implement the guaranteed sell program. The guaranteed sell program is the least risky of any of our performance guarantees. Let me repeat. The guaranteed sell program is the least riskiest performance guarantee. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, if you're like, oh, holy crap, I'm buying a house versus giving up your commission of $1,000, but look, the odds of you buying a house are way, infinitely smaller than giving away your $1,000 if that's your performance guarantee. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about, being the least riskiest, then you should jump in here and study this and begin implementation of it. 100% of all of the millionaire and multimillionaire agents in our program leverage the guaranteed sell trade-up program. All right. Coaching session 18, using statistics. You will blow your competition away if you can show them that you get more money than the average agents and you sell in less time than the average agents. Okay? If you can leverage those statistics, your listings are more likely to sell. This becomes part of who you are. It's one of the greatest unique selling propositions you could develop. This must happen within the first 30 days of being in the platinum level program. It will catapult your business. Okay? And I've mentioned to you, there are 6 ingredients to a USP, 6 of them. And I'll repeat them here right now. Number 1, you got the buyers. Number 2, you sell homes for more money. Number 3, you sell them faster. All right? Number 4, they're more likely to sell. Number 5, don't take my word for it, third-party endorsement, testimonials. And number 6, risk reversal, i.e. performance guarantee. Okay? So that's why it's here within the first 30 days. All right, look at this. First 30 days, direct mail. I like using the mailboxes. If you're from Canada, this is a little bit more difficult, but many of our members are making this happen. Direct mailing seller prospects. Okay, expireds, FSBOs, others. Okay, that system, what it consists of, man, you mastered that, you will crush it. You will crush it for getting listings. Okay, that was my number 1 listing getter, leveraging the unique selling proposition, going right at these guys. Okay, just a little bit more, 30 to 60 days. What do we got? Well, we've got the in-house newsletter to past clients, okay, which will help you establish yourself as an expert authority on creating wealth, investing in real estate, as well as getting referrals. Okay, the importance to follow up, because you're generating a lot of less branded leads. Follow up becomes even more important with those. Okay, the ad generator, using editorial ads. Okay, find a way to run editorial ads in your marketplace. Why? Check this out. Listen really close. Keller Lawrence was in here earlier today, as I mentioned, and he's running about a 10% market share in Greenwood, South Carolina. That's really a lot, isn't it? Check it out. 10% market share. How many of you have a 10% market share? Okay. So he's got to stretch this thing to about 14, 15% market share. Okay, and he'll be at about 1.5 million. So how does he do that? Well, I said, look at, man, looking at your competitors here, you need the leads. You need seller leads earlier in the process before they enter into a competitive market. So the number 1 lead generation strategy for that, editorial ads. Are you running editorial ads? No. I used to when I got in and made some money with them. I was like, why'd you stop? I don't know. So don't stop doing things that work. So reconstitute that, but you've got to be really smoking good at the follow-up. Okay. All right. A couple of other things here that I want to cover. And then I've got, I'm going to take some questions. So get your questions ready for Andrea on trends. I got a special announcement I want to share with you as well. And we'll take some questions. Andy Stanley, I hold him in high regard, and since I'm the Platinum Coach, I'm going to put him out there. He wrote a book called Visioneering. I gave this book to all of the Titanium level members, which are Platinum members that are involved in our highest level mastermind. I gave him a copy of this book, which is profound in the depth of visioneering, or your vision for your life as well as your business. It's worth diving into here within the next 30 days. Andy pastors the largest church in North America, the North Point Community Church. So he's a great man, worth studying, built a great business, has a great following, great leader. It's a good book to read to dive into that. Okay? All right, now, next, Universal Business Autopsy, which is your checklist for analyzing your business. Percentages of conversion. Right? How many out of the leads that you're generating, how many are you talking to? The leads that you're talking to, how many are converting to appointments? The appointments that you're meeting with, how many are converting to signed agreements? The signed agreements that you're meeting with, how many are converting to closings? And acceptable numbers for those. And troubleshooting guide. That's what the Universal Business Autopsy is. Okay? Now we're starting to get into overflow of business. So we've got to begin recruiting, and you are only as good as the lowest producing member on your real estate sales team. That's how good you are. You're only as good as the lowest producing member on your sales team. So now we start, okay, how to recruit, hire, and train, implementing the outside sales agent recruiting system, okay, and raising your fees. You're smart enough now within the first couple of months of being in Platinum, you're exposed to high levels, give yourself a raise, okay, half a point. Quarter point, half a point, $495 transaction fee, something. Give yourself a raise, okay? And there's a system for that. And you can see, again, I referenced that in the Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Business Plan, the guide, what page and what section. Okay? You can see we're almost done here. Check it out. 60, yeah, that's right. The majority of these things are done within the first couple months. Okay? This may be one of the, within the top 3 money-making systems for you. Leveraging the listings you get to get more listings. At the Platinum Business Building Boot Camps that we put on at this moment in history, at the Platinum Business Building Boot Camps, this is one of the sessions that is a must cover. How to leverage every listing you get to get more listings. What is a listing really worth to you? I think if you really knew what a listing is really, really worth, you would be willing to invest more money in getting them. More money and time, more manpower. So what is a listing really worth to you? It's worth a lot more, okay? It's worth a lot more than just the commission check on that one listing. It's just sold postcard marketing system, and of course, the CP Millionaire Agent System, which is our own customized CRM operating platform, okay, from 2016 forward. Powered by our good buddies at Commissions Inc. All right, 4 to 6 months. There you go. The operational system, the ultimate converters, and next listing getter system implemented. Your ability to copy and implement the marketing systems while simultaneously growing them northward will dictate how fast and how fat your income grows. First 6 months checklist. There you go. So how much of it do you have done? And where are you right now with it? So anyway, let's do this. There's a few questions. So I'm going to bring Andrea on, and let's try to answer a couple of these. We got just a few minutes here. We can do this. And I wanted to talk about that. There's a couple of emails here. I may actually throw up on the screen too that might be helpful. So Andrea, you still there?
I am.
All right. Anyway, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Yep. Life well for you?
Life is good with the exception of some technical problems at my house. I'm good.
Okay. All right, so I think we got a couple questions. Can you see those?
I can. We have Patricia. She says, where can I order Death of the Traditional Real Estate Agent? And is it available in audio?
It's not available in audio. You can get it from Amazon.
Okay, Mary.
Sometimes we give some away here and there, at special events and contests and things like that. But you can definitely order it online from Amazon, I believe. That's what the publishing company told us. If you can't find it, zip me an email, platinum@toddwalters.com.
Mary says, excellent webinar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Ellen asks, what do you think of geographic farming? What is the minimum monthly mailing you recommend?
Okay, so on the screen right now is the Platinum USP Farming newsletter. Okay, John Reeves just sent it over to me, his edition, and said, hey, check this out. Where am I going wrong? What do I need? Let me scroll through this a little bit, and most of it looks pretty good. I would recommend that John, some editorial, here's what I would recommend that John do, and I'll answer your question, is on this page here, okay, on page 1, this whole section, I would get rid of all of that, and I would write very personal letter in Courier font, John, to your farm. I want to hear about you, who are you, what do you do, why are you important, and you tell me something really cool and unique about yourself. I need some personalization of this thing. You can go with it like this, John, but I would jack this up to be a little more personal on the front. As a matter of fact, I'm going to cover this a little bit more in detail at the Platinum Business Building Workshop. And as a minimum number, it should be at least 8,000. So if you're going to farm something, the magic number is 8,000, not 5, not 3, not 2, but 8. To really see adequate return on your investment. Some of you guys are saying why? Because the average person moves about once every 8 years across North America. That's the average based on census statistics. So your area may be shorter or longer depending on that, but that's the average. So the average is working with an 8,000 person farm. So anyway, kill 2 birds with 1 stone right there. What else you got, Andrea? We got time for a couple more.
Okay, we cleared our Q&A box, so we can go to a chat question. We have Mary Nemox with her hand raised. Go ahead.
Mary?
Mary?
Hello. Hey. Mary. All right.
Okay, we'll move on to Vic McCarrion. Your line is now open.
Yeah, hi. Todd, how are you?
Hey, buddy. It was good seeing you in San Francisco.
Oh, good to be seen. I'm just kidding. Todd, about the risk reversal, item 6, when we use the USB, I forgot what it is to use in the risk reversal.
Okay, well, you're already doing that now. I think I've seen your marketing. It says your home sold guaranteed or I'll buy it.
Oh, okay, that's great. Okay, that's one. And my second question, please. The depth vision of life. You said, is it Pastor Andy or is writing that book?
I'm sorry, you're talking about the book I said that you would like reading that I put on the checklist 30 to 60 days in.
I guess, oh, that's the one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's called Visioneering.
Oh, it's Visioneering. That's the name of the book. Okay.
It's a best-selling book. I just think it's great reading to give people perspective on, like, why do we get up? Like, Vic, it's a good question for you, Vic. Why do you get up every day and go to work? Like, why do you do this?
Well, I love to do real estate and I like to make money.
Okay. Yeah, I know you got to make a living, but you can make a living doing something else. But you choose real estate. But why work so hard, man? You got enough money.
That's true. I want a little bit more. No, I'm just kidding. No, just it's fun for me. It's really fun, and I'm learning. I ask a lot of questions. I have a great coach. I don't know. It's really like I feel like I'm a kid in the candy store.
Well, for me personally, I need I gotta have something I gotta work for. It's gotta be a goalpost for me to work for. So it's a vision. You know, what's the vision for my business? And this book's good for that. There's lots of books out there on the topic. On the subject, but I like this one better than any that I've read, and I've read a bunch of them. But I believe it's important for all of us to have clear vision, why we get up and do this every day, and I believe there's some divine sense to that. I know you do, Vic. So it all works together, and it'll make for a better business culture as well within. But there's got to be some purpose behind it all. Anyway, you're doing a good job, Vic.
I agree.
And,
the good book says, "The man without vision shall perish." So
there you go, man.
yeah. So I agree. You know.
Yes, and I'm really proud of you. All your success there. You're doing fantastic. Again, great seeing you in San Francisco.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a few chat questions that came in.
Okay.
We have Maria. What is the best way to figure out my market niche?
Well, you can go to, all right, so let me repeat that for everybody. The best way to figure out my market niche. All right, so for me, I copied Craig. His primary prospect in his marketplace was move-up buyers. So in Metro Atlanta, it just happened to work out that was good for me. So we targeted primarily move-up buyers. We would advertise homes that move-up buyers want. Okay, so that gave us a buyer with a house to sell. Okay, and that was it. So most of our ads, most of our marketing, most of our direct mail was done around neighborhoods and areas, marketing to people who were buying moving up. The best editorial ad was 6 mistakes to avoid when moving up to a larger home. So it has to do with some research, like what's hot in your marketplace, what's the trend? People moving away, people moving in, people moving up, people moving down, first-time home buyers, move-up buyers, luxury. Like, there's lots of opportunities in everybody's marketplace. And we know one thing's for sure, that if you try to be all things to all people, you will dilute your effectiveness. So do a little bit of research, be smart about it, where the opportunities are, and expand there. One thing that might be revealing is just your current sphere business, referral business that you're getting. I mean, think about it. If people are sending you business now, it should be clues into what's happening in the marketplace or what might be the best opportunity for you to leverage. It doesn't make sense, for example, if you're getting referral business and people referring themselves to you, sphere business coming at you, that say is first-time home buyer business, and that's going really well, but yet you go out now and start to spend money on move-up, and you really haven't exploited the low-hanging fruit of the first-time buyers when that's what's already on your plate. It could be a mistake. So that would be a first place look. If your referral business and your sphere business stuff that you're getting now is coming from one place in the market, start there. It's an easy thing to do. That's what I would do. That's what I coach people on do when I get the chance one-on-one. So, all right, we got time for one more question there, Andrew.
Okay, this is from Stephen. I understand how Sync is handling lender contributions. How do we handle contributions from others to avoid RESPA problems? He goes on to say, my title companies won't touch giving anyone money due to this.
Yep. All right, so let me point you in a direction here with some things that might be helpful. And Craig Proctor, myself, coaches here, we don't want anybody getting in trouble. So there's a way to do this for sure. There's a way to do it. So what we did is we had what we call marketing service agreements with various companies that were involved in the sale, home inspection, closing attorneys. We didn't have any with any title companies, but closing attorneys, mortgage companies, of course. So right here on the coaching site, let me draw a highlighter on. It says Platinum Vendor Systems Library. Everybody see that? Platinum Vendor Systems Library. There's some copies of some marketing service agreements there that you can check out. It will be a good starting point. Okay, so what we would do in return for the money is we would give them ads, space on our websites, presence in our office, marketing, shared space on marketing. You've seen some of the newsletters, the in-house newsletter, the referral marketing newsletter that I just showed you from John. Those will have ads from our various vendors, primarily biggest presence on the website. So anyway, and of course an agreement that that verifies all this. So that's how we did it, and worked fine. We didn't get in any trouble, and seemed to be, quote, RESPA compliant, I guess is the proper terminology. So anyway, all right. So look, I want to direct everybody back to the schedule and events page and get registered up for one of these events. And it's going to be great. Let's keep the learning going. It's been a great year. We have tremendous amounts of capital that has been earned by the majority of people in this program. Congratulations on all the successes. I appreciate you letting me share with you today some predictions on what's happening in the marketplace that are more or less easy to predict because it's happening, and walk you through what should be happening in your business in terms of a business plan. Start with the first 6 months. All right, well, what haven't we done there, and then let's move outward from there. So, Andrea, as always, thank you. We're going to wrap this one up. Let's go sell some houses. We'll talk to you guys soon now. Take care.